Lockdown in the UK had eased. I'd been playing World of Warcraft as a tool to fast forward, but now it was time to break its addiction and throw myself into an adventure. I had set off from Queensborough, paddled through Shepherd's Creek and over to the jetty on Burntwick Island. Alright YouTubers, it's been a while, almost a year since that bikepacking adventure in Blean Woods, and you know what, that was the last time I actually wild camped, so almost a year. Today I'm out on Burntwick Island, which is in the middle of the Medway Estuary, and I'm here on a multi-day adventure, kayaking. No specific plan as to other destinations as yet. I think we'll definitely be going to Darnet Fort though. Maybe hunt down those submarines again and get it on film. The weather is looking awesome for the next 5 days. Light winds, calm waters, no rain. So I'm going to make the most of it. Don't exactly know how many days I'm going to be here, but yeah, it should be fun. Burntwick Island is a flat raised area of marshland on the southern side of the Medway Estuary and was, until the 18th century, part of the mainland. Now crossed by several tidal channels, it is separated from the mainland by the channel known as Stangate Creek. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, it was used as a quarantine base for disease-infected ships, with the bodies of those who died usually buried on Dead Man's Island to the east. Burntwick Island was also used for smuggling and became a hideout for the North Kent Gang in the early 19th century. Since then, the island has been used as a Victorian rubbish dump and for grazing sheep until the early 20th century when the tide began to flood the island. The island then became the property of the MOD and a battery was built here, later joined by a torpedo school and barracks during the Second World War. The island now is an important haven for seabirds and is frequently fully submerged by the tide. Fort Darnet and its twin, Who Fort, were built on the recommendation of the 1859 Royal Commission, a committee formed to inquire into the ability of the United Kingdom to defend itself against foreign invasion. Building started in 1870 and then finished in 1872 with one tier and 11 guns. It was originally designed for a garrison of up to 100 men and was used for gunnery practice. The forts were never used in anger and were disarmed before the First World War. In the Second World War, the fort was used as an observation post with platforms and pillboxes built on top. Nowadays the fort is still in good condition and a home to many pigeons. Greetings travellers, this is the end of day 2 of my midway expedition. Started out at Burntwick this morning after pancakes and bacon rolls for breakfast. The water was calm, very calm. It was really nice paddling over it. When I got here there was like 4 people here. But they left pretty soon, so then I kind of like dragged everything in here to keep out of sight. And set up. As you can see, I put my inner up because mozzies and any rats possibly, so you know what I mean. Kind of strung it out using bit of paracord to fixings, plenty of fixings in this place. In that corner I strung to my kayak. Not a lot to report really. Tomorrow I'm hoping to go find those subs again. I got to be up early-ish though, and I'm kind of restricted anyway by the tide, you know. If the tide, I got to wait for the tide to come back in a certain distance where it's safe to actually get to the water. So there's a chance that I could miss the subs. By the time I get to them, they'll be submerged. So, but I'll try anyway. I'll probably end up back on Burntwick Island again for tomorrow's camp, so I'll see you then. Over 120 U-boats were surrendered after the war in 1918. UB-76, UB-93 and U-112 were sold to the cement works in Horling, where their engines were stripped out and used to replace an aging steam engine. Whilst being towed away for scrap, they broke free and drifted onto the mud, where they have remained ever since. UB-76 and UB-93 lie together just north of Oakham Ness Jetty and have deteriorated significantly over the years, whilst U-112 lies in Humblebee Creek to the north of Bnest Jetty in a much better condition. Built in 1937, Bnest Jetty was part of the Berry Wiggins and Company oil refinery, making bitumen and other oil-based products. Stretching out for over 2.5 kilometres into the River Medway, this made it the longest in Britain. Now left to the ravages of time, it is twisted and broken, with many missing sections. G'day folks, Wild Camp Phil here. This fire pot spicy pork noodles was alright, not too bad at all. This is the end of day 3. As you saw from the footage, I actually got to the subs. I thought I was going to be too late, but I got there prime tide really, to be honest. And I just followed Bnest Jetty, took some footage of that, and came back here because I don't really know any other places to camp, you know, in this area anyway. Running low on water at the minute, only got 2 litres, and I want to do another night, so tomorrow I'm going to call in at Queensborough, that's where my car's parked, and grab some more water out of the car. Then I'm going to head north, past Darnet Fort and out into the Thames. Going to turn left and camp at this really remote beach called Yantlet beach, just to the right of Yantlet Creek. Been there a couple of times now, and well, to get there on foot you've got to walk through a disused military artillery stroke explosives range, so not many people go there at all. It's so peaceful there, it's lovely. So I'm meaning to camp there. It's quite a paddle, but at least I only have to paddle there and not there and back like I did that day about a year ago. Nothing more to say really. I'll catch you tomorrow. Morning folks, it's 10:30 in the morning and we're waiting for the tide to come in. Since I'm not doing a lot, I'll show you around the boat. The boat itself is just Triumph 13 made by Perception. Sit on top. It's meant to be quite a good one as well. Over here in the front hatch, this is where I keep all my electronics, which is double bagged, and I got some water supplies in there as well. There's my Scotty map for the GoPro, got a little compass down there as well. Got a little deck bag there, got some assorted filming kit in there for the GoPro. These things here, these are thigh straps. They kind of slip around your thighs and gives you a more secure feeling in the boat. There's the seat. Got a leash on the paddle. Paddle itself is a carbon fibre jobby, and I must say it's one of my favourite pieces of kit. It's just so light, so paddling is not such an effort at all. Behind my seat here I got an MSR dromedary water bladder. Normally I've got that hooked up to a line so I can directly drink from it as I'm kayaking, but I've run out of water in that at the minute, so I've just replaced the top with a normal top on the back. These are my emergency paddles in case anything happens to my main paddle. These can be pulled out on the move, so I don't have to faff about. Yeah. On the top there I got my tent, that's just in a crappy old dry bag. Underneath that I've got the the frame on my trolley, which helps me get the kayak up and down the launch in Queensborough. Underneath that is my main dry bag. That's got most of my camping stuff in it, 60 litres. And then on the back I've got my chair, and in that blue one there, that's the wheels to the trolley jack. So the boat itself is about 500 quid. It's good value, I think, for £500. But kayaking itself, it goes with a whole lot of other gear that you've got to get, and you know, it's going to be expensive, you know, like you've got to get a roof rack for your car and everything so you can transport the boat about. Yeah, mucho dollars. Is it worth it? Yeah, I tell you, there's nothing like paddling around an estuary. I think I'm more of an estuary sea person than a river person, but well, my experience is limited at the minute. But I tell you what, it's lovely being out here. All this open space reminds me of the mountains. Hello there again, folks. This is day 4, the end of. Where did I start off today? Burntwick Island, waiting for the tide to come in. Then I got in and got paddling, and I went down the creek south of Dead Man's Island. And the tide hadn't quite come in enough yet to go fully through, so I was kind of like sitting in my kayak waiting for the tide to come in for a little bit, but I made good use of the time, reapplying sun cream and ate a whole bag of pistachios. So I was running low on water, and the plan was to get some from my car in Queensborough. That all went to plan. There was another 2 litres in the car. I even tried to get more tap water in the pub, but the landlady wasn't having it, which is a shame, because I'm now down to 350 mil of water left, but I'll save that for the morning, and I'll drink that, and that'll get me back to Queensborough. So from Queensborough, I went around Grainhead, and it was quite choppy through there. I was going against the tide the whole way, so well, I knew it was going to be hard, and yeah, it was hard. I stopped off at the beach just for a rest, just before the firing range, and yeah, I had a little rest, and then getting in the kayak to get back out again, I capsized. But it was only in the shallows, so you know, everything was lashed down and watertight, so it was only me that got wet really. Hopped back in and eventually got round here, and I was blooming knackered, I must say. I've forgotten how beautiful this beach is. Blooming out, kind of like with the sun shining down on the sand and the kind of S-bend on the beach there. It really is quite a picturesque little place. Yeah, I reckon this is one of the most remote beaches in Kent, because over that way you can see All Hallows and All Hallows Holiday Park, but it's cut off by the creek, as this is like the Isle of Grain, so I don't think they can actually get onto this beach over here. The way I came on foot when I visited it a couple of years ago was just walk through the firing range. You're not supposed to, but I did that day. Yeah, got South End over there. You got big freighters coming along the Thames. Oh, and over there is the London Stone, which is like a boundary to London jurisdiction or something like that. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just waiting for the sunset now. I'm gonna get an early night, and yeah, I'm in no rush tomorrow. I'm gonna make sure that that final paddle into Queensborough is with the tide, so it shouldn't present me any problems. Although the wind is a tiny bit more stronger tomorrow, but I'll make it, I'm pretty sure, in my abilities. So I don't know if I'm going to do any more filming after this, so if that's the case, I'll say goodbye to you now, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I don't do videos that often, like, but this one needed to be done. I think it kind of put together a lot of little day escapades that I got up to last year when I first bought the kayak. This kind of just stitched it all together and made it like a semi-epic adventure of it. Yeah. Anyway, see you around, sailors.